What is up, and thank you for joining me on the channel once again. So today we're going to be talking about a limited series that came on Netflix this year called His and Hers. Created by William Oldroyd, this series at first was a little bit of a slow burn, but it was still gripping, and by the end, the plot twists, the turns, everything that's involved with this was absolutely great to watch. I could see some things coming, but there's other things that I genuinely did not see coming, and I really enjoyed this, and I did not expect this series to be as entertaining and engaging and gripping as it was. So the basic synopsis of this, Jack Harper, who's played by Jon Bernthol, he is a deputy sheriff in this town. It's a small town, and there is a murder that happens, and the person who was murdered is Rachel, a person that Jon Bernthol, Jack Harper, knew. A lot of people in that town knew, and Anna Andrews, who's played by Tessa Thompson, is a key role in this as well, because she shows up at the crime scene and kind of questions Jack as to if he knew the girl or not, knowing full well what the situation was. So it's a very interesting dynamic that they have in this show, because they were previously married or supposedly married, and then something happens to them both. They get a little distant, and I won't go too much into that just because I'm not going to do full spoilers in this. I might tell you some things, but nothing over the top to where, you know, I tell you everything in the series. Sunita Mani plays Priya, who is Jack Harper's assistant and partner at this police station, and she plays a great role in this, because I saw her first in Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, and she is hilarious. That whole movie is great, but in this she's a lot more serious, and her character grows throughout the series in a pretty good way, and kind of fast as well, just because yes, she loves her partner and respects her partner, but she's also trying to do things by the book, and she's looking at it from an outside perspective looking in. I can respect her wholeheartedly in the decisions that she made. So further along with the plot, Pablo Schreiber, who plays Richard Jones, is a key player in this as well, whereas his wife, who is Lexi Jones, played by Rebecca Rittenhouse, she is an anchor. And Tessa Thompson's character, Annie Andrews, she wanted to be an anchor as well, because she's a journalist, and something happens with them, and something happens where she leaves for a year and nobody knows where she is. So this girl takes over, and she kind of has like a stick on her shoulder, and we find out later why. It is great storytelling how they move through this series without truly telling you everything. And yes, a lot of people, especially like cinephiles and everything, like we might just kind of tell what's happening or who's who and who's responsible and who's really responsible, because some people look like they're responsible, but then it turns out to be somebody you wouldn't even expect. So a lot of people, they might catch on to it quick. Me personally, I went into this with like open eyes and an open mind, and I genuinely didn't even have any assumptions at first. I was just like, I don't even care if I think about anything. I'm just gonna watch this for the sake of watching it and to talk about it. Going in, as I said, I didn't really have any I had some predictions, but I didn't really see some things coming, because I kind of took myself out of that part. And I just really sat there and just watched it. So this show has a lot of flashbacks as well, because it helps with the story, and it tells the story very well, especially from the flashbacks and then parroting to the main people. So playing teen Anna, we have Kristen Maxwell. I will say they did a great job choosing her, man, because she looks like a younger Tessa Thompson, and it was pretty great, because whenever they would flash back and flash forward, I was pretty impressed, and I was like, oh wow, okay, I could see how this would be. Oh wow, okay, cool. It was a very interesting way of doing this, and I really enjoyed how they did it. We have Leah Merritt, who plays teen Zoe Harper, and the older Zoe Harper is played by Marin Ireland. And I'll say Marin Ireland did a great job playing this like totally off the wall character, and just crazy and messed up, but pretty funny. And again, it plays into the story with Jack's sister and Anna and everybody involved. It's quite the limited series, and it, again, the way how they did things, I genuinely did not expect them to go the routes that they went. We also have Tiffany Ho, who plays teen Helen Wang, and Isabel Kussman, who plays teen Rachel. And also we have Astrid Rosenberry, who plays teen Catherine. The dynamic with the teenage girls, especially with Catherine and Zoe and Helen and Rachel, it is very interesting, and it's pretty messed up what happens, and you can see why bullying can lead people to do certain things. However, if people are a certain way already, then it'll show later on as well. And I say things a little bit cryptic because I don't want to ruin this experience for anybody, because this series was a nice little ride, and I really want people to enjoy it the way that I did. So Poppy Liu plays adult Helen, and she has a great role in this, especially because of various things that have happened with the teenage girls. If you saw the preview, then you know that there's, some sideways things that happen, and we know how teenage girls and boys can be, but this group of teenage girls were pretty ruthless. They were fake. They were, how do I put it, just straight up bitchy. And it was really messed up what happened to various people in that group. Later on, when they're adults, we see how there's still resentment from the people who did things to other people. It's absolutely psychotic. Chris Bauer plays Clyde Duffy, who is Rachel's husband in this. And he has an interesting role as well because there's a bunch of different secretive things that are going on throughout the series that make you question who is really responsible, who has no idea, and who is behind it all, and who is planning everything. It's kind of psychotic, as I said earlier, about the behavior between people, but also the way to go out of your way to hide something or prove something, or to genuinely just eradicate something, hint hint. So we get through the whole thing, and throughout this whole series, Crystal Fox, who plays Alice's mother, she's wandering in the woods. She's kind of seems aloof and not really there. We're wondering why Anna hasn't really been around, and why Hannah's just kind of like, oh, well, what is this? And Jack has been taking care of her and going over and checking on her, and her character is very interesting as well, because when we get to the end of this series, you truly see like what her situation is, like what her mental state is, why she's wandering around, why she just seems so out of place and like her mind is not there. I mean, if certain things happened to my child as well, I would lose my mind. I would honestly lose my mind. It's crazy how the series really shows you who really are monsters and who really are good people, and how sometimes good people can break, and how bad people can maybe be good, but not really. So the themes in this, we have just resentment, we have trauma, we have like forgetting things that happened to you because it was so traumatic that you just pushed it to the back of your mind and literally forgot it on your prefrontal cortex. We have murder, we have scandal, we have sex, we have love, we have remembrance, we have reconnecting with people. This series really dove into it all, and I know it's a limited series, but I kind of wish that they would do a little bit more with it. Maybe another limited series that's related to it, although I doubt that, especially because it's a limited series. This was very entertaining, and I really hope that a lot more people hop on this and watch this. You will really enjoy it, and it will really get your mind going, especially on how people can be so cruel, how people can be so kind and forgiving, and how people can be so angry and ruthless. So thanks again for watching this video, guys. It's much appreciated. You know the drill, the like button and the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. Thanks again for watching. Until the next one.